All right, Natalie, I got a question for you.
Ooh,
Um,
okay.
what initially drew you to Grant? You guys kind of found each other and became a couple pretty quickly in the process. Like it seemed like you guys were vibing each other pretty much pretty quick. So tell me what
Yeah.
initially made you go, oh, I think Grant might be cool. And then we can talk about what happened.
Yeah, so Grant and I's connection actually kind of took me by surprise because I was initially like my first date was with Lino, and then when the boys came back from the first bonfire, that's when Grant and I like actually started connecting. And he like I did like how he wore his emotions on his sleeve and like he does talk, which and later on kind of turned into something that was like a lot. But in the beginning, I did like that at first, that he could talk about how he feels. And then afterwards, because again, we got really close because whenever, like we were talking about earlier, whenever Grant and I weren't together, we were talking about what it was like to be together and like how deeply we're connecting with each other. And then the rest of the show was literally us talking to each other, getting to know each other. So we did get like extremely close. Like he
But
knows a lot about me.
I think this is an interesting point that I didn't expect that you really got closer after the show was done.
We went on a trip together and we had a really good time. And then I was like, oh, I actually do think I like Grant after the island. And but in hindsight, I think looking back, I think he wanted to kind of be all the things that I was looking for in a person because we had talked about what we're looking for in a person like day in, day out and like what we want. And so I think that he wanted to be those things and then ultimately like couldn't keep up with that persona that he was, and that's just not who he is at all. But I do like that's what drew me to him, I
So who
guess.
is he in your eyes?
I don't really think I know who he is, honestly. He's all over the place, Mark.
Yo, man.
We were exclusive for like a little over a month.
And then what happened? I mean, I've
He
heard
cheated
different.
on me with Ashley.
Yeah. And then he
Yeah.
called you afterwards to say, hey, I
Yeah,
did.
well, he called me, which I already knew. I called my best friend before and I was like, call it women's intuition, but I feel like he's with Ashley. And she was like, nah, you're crazy. And I was like, okay, he's going to call me in like 2 hours and I swear I'm going to call you. And he called me and I was like, were you with Ashley? He was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, did you cheat on me? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, awesome. We're never going to talk again.
Yikes.
And I hung up. So he did take accountability. I will give
Yeah,
him
I guess
props
at
for
least it
all
was
the people who
honest.
say he can't take
At least it was
accountability.
honest, huh? I guess. Fuck.
But I
Well,
also think that he didn't
Like,
think it would, like, he thought I would take him back. He thought, which I had told him, like,
yeah.
many times before that. I was like, if you do anything with Ashley or any other girl, like I'm kind of assuming you're going to, I'll never speak to you again. Like, I'll give you 5 minutes to explain yourself, and that'll be it. And that will be like, I'm not gonna, like, play this little toxic game that you've played before. I don't like that. And so I think he thought that I wasn't serious when I said that. But I was just like, okay, yeah, you're not the guy I want anyway. Wipe my hands clean, walk away. And I
wait,
haven't spoken to him since then.
what made you assume he was going to?
Because given the type of guy he is, like, given
Oh,
his
well, I guess
past, you
I don't
know,
know, right? So like from my
yeah.
perspective, like, huh, I see.
Because, like, obviously he had cheated on Ashley in the beginning of their relationship. He was the easiest one to, like, crack, I guess, on the show, you could call it. But he also walked around like him and Ashley were done and that they weren't ever getting back together.
Yeah.
Natalie, you have some sort of relationship with Ashley now. What's the deal with you two?
Yeah, we're cool. I wouldn't say we're like the best of friends, but she reached out to me about like a month or two before the show and we compared notes about everything. I sent her every screenshot that Grant has ever sent me since we broke up so that way she could like compare timelines. We talked over everything and I saw her at the premiere. We were like holding hands in front of Grant to see like what his reaction would be and he still was like, "Wait, are they friends?" Like he was still confused. And we were like, stupid, but that was going to be our big debut.